get more clients with repeatable, profitable marketing, and ultimately be able to grow and scale the businesses with an impactful, high-ticket, one-to-many offer. So I get these questions a lot with my clients. There's a lot of these concepts I go through very regularly. So we're going to make sure to just hop on here and walk you through some of the mistakes I see happening over and over and over again with my clients that stop them from getting more clients into the one-to-many program. So, and if this sounds interesting to you, then pop me a message, let me know, and we can either get on a call together to really analyze your business and if you're ready for your group coaching program, or what the next steps should be to get your group coaching program to making at least 30 to 50K a month. And we can take it from there. So one of the first things that I see with people putting together the group coaching program, firstly, is that they build before they sell. Right? So they get this idea of, okay, I want to shift my services away from fully booked out one-to-one coaching consulting into this scalable evergreen thing that sounds great, right? Then they go into focusing on creating all of that content instead of selling and marketing it. And I can see how this is logical because you want to create something so it's tangible and then you go sell it. But in this space, this is absolutely the wrong way around. It's really, really important that you first market and sell this offer, then you build it. The reason for that is because this offer needs to be validated. I have seen time and time and time again that people have spent easily 6 months working on this curriculum or course or program, launch it, and make 2 sales or 0 sales. And I don't want that to happen to you. And that's really, really demotivating. So in my process, I really teach you how to validate that offer so that you can sell it with transparency and with integrity, make sure it makes sense for your clients, and then you go build it. The other reason that it's really important to sell before build is because very often when you start building your curriculum and your program without already working with those clients, you have like preconceived notions about what they need or don't need. So when in actual fact, they may need very different things from you. And it's different from working one-to-one with your clients. It's different from that. And once you start the program, you will really see what those exact clients need from you. And it's so much easier to then go and create the curriculum for those people. So again, there's a whole process around this, and it is actually really simple. But everyone, I just don't want to make sure you don't spend the next 6 months building your course or curriculum or program or whatever, and then come back to me and be like, well, Mag, you didn't sell. I don't know why. Like, well, this is why. Secondly, this is the second massive problem I see when people are trying to put together their one-to-many offer. They overstuff their offer. They think, oh, I have to give more value, or it's no longer purely one-to-one, therefore this and this. And they have to justify the price. It has to seem worth it to my clients. And they start adding more things to the offer. Actually doing that will have the opposite effect on your clients. You adding more things to your offer will not give more value. It actually gives less value. Ultimately, what your clients need from you is the support to implement their work. Like, listen, let's be real here. They do not need more information. You do not need more information. We all have access to Google. None of us need more information. We need to figure out we need to sift that information, figure out which of that information is right for us and our situation and our next step. And we need someone to help us implement, because you start doing it and then you're like, oh, I actually don't know if I should do A or B. I actually don't know, how to structure that call, or if my curriculum is correct. That's when you need support on implementation, not information. And that's where I see a lot of people go wrong, where they start stuffing their one-to-many offers with monthly workshops and this training, and we'll have guest experts, and we'll have co-working, and we'll do this and this and this, and one-to-ones. And it sounds, and this really almost always happens in the launch phase, when people start freaking out about what if it doesn't work, what if it's too expensive, what if they don't see the value, especially when you're going from one-to-one coaching into one-to-many, that those fears can really come up. And it's so critical that you breathe and let that go. It's much easier to add features onto a program than take things away. So when you want to do this, you really want to figure out, how can I have the simpler version, which really should only include 3 things, and that's a whole different video, to make the program effective for your clients and help them get results. So be really careful with what you add to the offer. And the reason is that the moment your clients start feeling overwhelmed or behind, they will quit. The moment your clients feel like they are behind on content or they're not making full use of everything you have to offer, which will happen if you're stuffing so many things in it, they will quit your program. You do not want that to happen. Okay. Third one, not being clear on the program promise. I think my video is a little bit choppy. See how that works. We'll see. Not being clear on the program promise. This is especially when you're in like the business mentorship, business growth space. A lot of the time people just go, oh, like join my mastermind, my program for accountability and to grow your business. I'm like, okay, cool. So you and like 100 other options that are out there. You have to be really, really clear on what is the promise that I'm trying to sell here. Like, what is that goal outcome my clients want? And it's never going to be they want more of something. It's about they are here and they want to be here. And what does that look like for their situation? That has to be really clear and really specific and as tangible as you can make it. So that's the thing. And you lost the sound somehow. All right, let me maybe restart. I think my battery's slowly dying. 1 second. Can you still hear me? One second. I've got an issue. There we go. I've got part 2. The joys of working online and tech not working perfectly. So the last thing I was saying was that you really want to not overstuff that offer. You really want to be clear on the program promise. And these 2 things are really interconnected. Because if you start shoving more and more things, you're like, actually, this course can help with like copywriting and with business growth. And we have co-working for implementation. We have accountability buddies and all these things. You end up talking to no one. Like, it's basic messaging. You end up talking to no one. And that means your program's not going to sell. It's going to be really, really difficult for a program to sell. So I want to make sure that you are really being very clear on, why should someone buy this program from you? What is the outcome that they want? What is the desire that they have that you can help them achieve? And that shouldn't be like, oh, more business growth or accountability or be in my proximity, which I think is like the worst one you can use. But have that clear outcome. Make sure you don't overstuff your offer. Next up, I also see a lot of people try and sell the program by giving like a painful discount and one-to-one calls and this and this. It's kind of overstuffing your offer, but on the pricing of it. So I spoke to someone recently who said like he's got different coaching packages, like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and so on. And I think if someone bought like 12-month package, they actually paid 25% less. But those are his most loyal clients. So he's losing quite a lot of money by having that kind of pricing, because for him it was like, oh, I have to give more value and show my worth and all that. But ultimately you're biting yourself in the can you bite yourself in the ass? It's going to bite you in the ass, because it's not going to help you towards profitability, and that gets very dangerous. So when you're in that, if you're launching something, I would say like either give like painful discount or something like that, or a bonus of some kind. Don't do both. Like, too many bonuses are not going to help. And ultimately, it's really difficult to it makes it more difficult for the clients to make a decision. So that's the next thing. A lot of people, when they structure their options, they add in like a VIP tier with extra one-to-one calls, or like a different bonus over here you're paying full, or like all these payment plan options, you're actually making it much more difficult for your clients to be able to, one second, nothing's working today. You're actually making it much more difficult for your clients to make those decisions. When you're in a sales conversation with a client, the only decision they should be making is, do I believe that this offer is going to help me move towards where I want to go? Yes or no? First solve that question, and then if it's a yes, then talk about, great, would you like to pay in full? Would you like this instead? Right? So make sure you're helping them solve a yes-no decision one step at a time versus, having a sales page with like 5 different options, because that's never going to convert. And I think lastly, and this is maybe a bit of more of a mindset piece, is that a lot of people struggle to see the difference between one-to-one and one-to-many, and they struggle to see how their clients can actually get really, really good results, or even better results in a one-to-many setting than in a one-to-one setting with them. So that's why they end up overstuffing their offers and underpricing or putting in way too many things, because they don't really believe in the results that they can get in a one-to-many setting, especially been coaching one-to-one for such a long time. This, again, should be a whole other video, because there's so many things, so many differences in one-to-one and one-to-many coaching and consulting and strategy work. But ultimately, one of the biggest benefits of one-to-many and being in a one-to-many container as a client is that you don't just learn from the mentor or the coach, you learn from everyone else. And if it's a well-curated group, you're really able to get a shortcut to learning, get motivated, and get energized with that information that you have. Right? Because then you're not only getting one person's opinion or one person's problem solve skills on you, you're seeing that problem solving happening again and again, which makes your shortcut to learning exponentially faster. And that is a huge, huge benefit of one-to-many over one-to-one. But in order for you to make that shift or to start adding in a one-to-many offer to your existing coaching business, you need to believe that yourself. So that's a big thing. Cool. I think that was more or less what I wanted to say today. These were some of the main mistakes of putting together your group offer, especially for people who've been coaching or consulting one-to-one for a long time. Let me know if you have any more questions around this. I'm happy to make some more content or answer all those questions. And if this is sounding like something you need to do as your next step to grow and scale your business, then just pop me a message or comment below. And I will make sure that we have a conversation and see, what's happening in your business right now that needs to shift so that you can get to that next level and have something that's very predictable, reliable, and profitable. All right, take care. Bye.